Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here, and today I'm sharing my very first layout with you for the Kellybell Designs Creative Team. And so I'm going to create a layout using the Nice to Meet You Tinkerbell mini kit and also the Title Characters title set. This is Tink and Friends. There is a whole series of these beautiful titles, and so I will have links for those products down below, and you'll be able to purchase these for yourself. These are the products that I have printed for my layout. Obviously, starting with photos of meeting Tinkerbell, and then the title itself. I'll explain more about what I did with the title later. I printed these gorgeous blooms on canvas sticker paper, and also the other embellishments from the Nice to Meet You Tinkerbell mini kit on just regular photo paper. I have a solid piece of green, Kelly green cardstock. I do not have the branding strip for that one, so I have no idea where it was. It was in my stash. And then also these two pattern papers from the Tinkerbell mini kit, the beautiful green lattice style paper and the yellow polka dot at the bottom. And so then before I printed, these grass elements are part of the mini kit, and before I printed them, I sort of casually laid out this layout in Photoshop, brought the two groupings of grass together as one unit, added a white drop shadow, and then printed them out as two complete units to sort of help with the cutting, allowing the silhouette to cut the pieces as a whole instead of individually, and also to help with putting the layout together. And so the first thing I did was adhere the photos, so 3 photos of our girls back in 2012 when they met Tinkerbell at Disney World. And these are the photos that I took. There were also some professional photos, I think, or the Memory Makers photos, but I just wanted to do the ones that I had taken here. And because obviously they show a little bit of interaction with Tinkerbell herself. And so this layout is for Asher's album. Asher is the tall blonde kiddo in the photos. And so here's the title. I split it out into 3 different layers. A plain white background layer for the whole thing to sit on. The whole thing printed out without the white border around it. And then the Tinkerbell, which I've now raised up with pop dots. And I went into, in order to make that happen, I went into Silhouette and added a drop shadow, cut that out of just plain white cardstock, and then I printed and cut the element itself, the title itself, and then I went around and just sort of traced with the red line around the Tinkerbell word art, and then printed and cut that by itself. And that creates this lovely little layered piece that then becomes really one of the main elements of the layout. And so you can see my page design here coming together really well. The title piece is offsetting or balancing the photos. The grasses are tying them all together. The pattern papers create home base for the layout itself. And the Kelly Green cardstock creates a frame that also allows the grasses to sort of spill over. And then I'm adding, there were these adorable little mushrooms in this mini kit. And so I printed out 3 of each of those. And I'm tucking them in between the grasses. And then using the canvas flowers as sort of a home base for the whole set of elements on the page. And so everything is just sort of coming out of the grass, coming out of the flower fields, so to speak. Just a lovely little home base for Tinkerbell to live. So these florals, as I mentioned, they are printed on a printable canvas. The ones that I have are from Claudine Hellmuth from a long time ago. They went right through my Canon printer and they went right through the silhouette with no problems whatsoever. They create this lovely little texture. And then I've added little, or I am adding little enamel dots and brads to the centers of them, just for another kind of level of texture here. I'm also adding some of the butterflies. There were 2 beautiful butterflies in the mini kit, and I'm all about some beautiful butterflies and adding those to a sort of flowery, magical layout such as this. I always fold them a little around their body, and that way they stand up a little bit off of the page as well. So there's really a lot of texture and dimension here going on in this page, even though they started out as flat digital elements. And that is, to me, that's the magic of hybrid scrapbooking, is taking flat digital elements and sort of bringing them to life and allowing you that textural experience when you look at this layout and when you hold it in your hands. I just love that. I think it's another layer of Disney magic when you're working on a Disney layout. The magic always finds you, and I love Disney for that. This is definitely a magical experience, getting to meet Tinkerbell. Now, I have already, this trip has already been documented in a pocket page style album. I'll link that down below so that you can check those out. There are also a lot of hybrid layouts in that album. But these layouts, the set of layouts that I'm going to be working on here in the next few weeks and months will be for our kids' albums, so that they'll have documentation of these trips in their scrapbooks as well. And that's the exciting thing. If you ever wonder, like, hey, can I scrapbook the same photos over and over again? Of course you can. You should. And this is one of the ways that I'm doing this. And interestingly enough, the album that I did, the Project Lifestyle album that I did previously, serves as an excellent reference point for these layouts. So never be afraid to scrapbook the photos you want to scrapbook. If that's all you want to scrapbook, then do it over and over and over again. So one thing that I also wanted to do is add a little something to the butterflies. They're so sweet the way that they are, of course, but I added some little enamel dots to their bodies. Just again to add more dimension and something to catch your light and catch your eye and catch the light, and also to tie in with what I did with the flowers. So I wanted to do a little journal spot here, of course, to just write a few notes. I'm going to use a little stamp set from Ellie's Studio and just do a couple of lines here across the bottom underneath the title piece. And then there's this great opportunity here to add some pixie dust around the page. And so the way I'm going to represent the pixie dust is with these stamps and a couple of different ink cubes and teardrop inks that I have in my stash. And I had gone through already before I started filming and pulled out some of the matching inks that I had. And so I'm just going around the page with some little star stamps, some little asterisk stamps, and then the little the word has totally escaped my brain, of course, because I'm trying to film, the little like light glimmer things. But I'm stamping everything in a different color and just making little clusters here, kind of like a little magic here and there, using different colors. They stood out best on the yellow, interestingly enough, but there's also some on the little tab above the photos. Speaking of that, I had not talked about that yet. That is actually a word art, and then I created the little label using the yellow polka dot and just white rectangles in Photoshop itself, and then trimmed it out to fit there so that there was a nice little word art there to, again, to balance the title piece here. And then let me go ahead and write in my journaling. I also need to stamp the date here, and then I'm going to call this layout done. So I'm so excited to share these upcoming layouts with you, to hopefully you'll discover new products along with me for the Kellybell Designs Creative Team. Check out her beautiful shop, especially if you are a Disney scrapper. You're gonna love it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.